It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Welcome to 2K Sports, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny the Jet Smith. Tonight, it'll be the Sacramento Kings up against the Los Angeles Clippers. For Los Angeles, they're looking to come out strong and make their mark early. They have to look at this game as a great opportunity to do just that. And Chris Paul will be in action tonight, and no doubt he is one of the best in the game. There are a lot of great point guards in the league, but Shaq, is he still the most complete point guard, would you say?
I would say yes. He makes his teammates immensely better with his on-point passing. Ernie, he still showed us the last playoffs that he can still hit that clutch shot.
Yeah, I still say he's one of the best on-ball defenders and basketball hawks at his position. Great all-around guard, great all-around player, and probably, I would say, one of the best leaders other than LeBron James in the game.
Let's go courtside. What do you say? Kevin Harlan has got the call.
The Staples Center filled to capacity. It's the Sacramento Kings and the Los Angeles Clippers. Buckle yourselves in, everybody. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan to call the game with our analysts Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. So the Clippers win the tip. Now Sacramento starting five. We've got DeMarcus Cousins. McLemore is out there with Rudy Gay. And it's Rajon Rondo. And it's Bellinelli in at the two spot.
Chris Paul, guys, for the last decade, the best point guard in the NBA. Now, there's some new competition for that distinction, though, with Steph Curry breaking through to NBA stardom. And it's always exciting to watch these two go head-to-head.
Here's Paul after Rudy Gay's bucket. Pass to Griffin, takes the 13-footer. Good, and Paul gets the assist.
I don't know. Maybe they're still working out the kinks on D, because that clearly was a breakdown. Rondo against Paul. The drive by Rondo. Cousins, no one around him. Finds himself wide open and drills it. Cousins has got his first 2 points. Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Well, I had a chance to speak with head coach Doc Rivers. He said a big part of their focus defensively will be on trying to contain Rudy Gay, adding he presents some challenges because he can shoot over the top, and also he's a tremendous finisher inside. We've got to force him to that left hand, but I'm hoping we won't have to double too much because they have plenty of other guys who can knock it down. Kevin, the challenges are full.
Thank you, Doris.
Terrific job that time defending at the rim. I mean, it's not an easy task stopping that fella when he's headed to the bucket like that. Good job.
Well, Paul Pierce hinted that he could hang him up soon. He had that amazing run. Has nothing left to prove in the NBA. And I would say, of all the players in last year's playoffs, had some of the most dramatic individual shots we have seen from one guy in a long time.
He did, and you forget he's done that really over the course of his entire career.
Sure.
Just kind of funny to see him doing it in a Wizards jersey. But you talked about it. He's going to go down as one of the all-time greats, no doubt about it. So many big moments over the course of his career. And also, for all the kids out there, the best maybe footwork we have in our game, if you want to improve as a player, watch Paul Pierce's footwork.
Now here's Rondo. Gay kicks to Cousins. There's a good screen. Bellinelli passes to Cousins. Just 5 to shoot. Rondo kicks to Gay. No good. So the Clippers will take it the other way.
Well, the competitive nature was on display early in the career of Pierce. I mean, he has willed his teams to win his entire career and is baffled by anybody who doesn't want to win as bad as he does.
Now here's Paul. Feeds it to Reddick. There's the triple. Out of bounds. Sacramento will take possession.
Kings ball.
Here's Rondo. And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. They set the screen. Jordan against Cousins. Lands soft on the front of the rim and drops. Cousins has got his second bucket.
And that competitive nature that you talked about with Pierce, that's really what sets him apart. He had so many great clutch moments in the postseason. Easily one of the most clutch players in recent memory.
Now here's Rondo. In the corner, it's Bellinelli. Buries it from three-point range. Bellinelli's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Ball against Rondo. Picked by Griffin. Back to Paul. Wide open look. And he gets the bucket.
Good ball movement. He put that pass in the ideal spot, right where it needed to be.
For Sacramento, they've gotten 4 of 6 field goal attempts to drop in the first quarter. And so it's going to be a 3-second violation out there on the defense. Sacramento shooting their first free throw of the game here.
What's up?
And no question, G.A., Rudy Gay is one of those guys who has always put up great numbers, but in 9 seasons he's been in the league, only one playoff. Only one. Count them, one. Back in 2012.
Yeah, but what if he were still in Memphis, though, Kevin? I mean, that's one of it. Sometimes it's not always your fault that you're not getting there.
True.
You got to play on a good enough team, and he hasn't up to this point. So, yeah, he's had his moments of inconsistency and will disappear at times. So there's some shared blame there as to why he hasn't been more consistent when it comes to the postseason.
Paul with the ball, picked up by Collison. Kept alive.
Man, that is a missed opportunity right there.
And he'll be the first to tell you, Greg, that's one he should have knocked down.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
Stevenson dishes to Paul. Smith outside. From outside the arc, and a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. Smith's got his first 3 points of the game. King shooting well right out of the gates here at around 50%. And it's Koufos missing.
Now, nice work there to contest the finish inside.
You know, they got the shot they wanted, but his defense, deterred them from those plans.
Now here's Crawford. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. Paul kicks to Stevenson. Shot clock at 5. Shot from the top of the key. Will not go. This is off the front iron. Collison with it. Chris Paul covering. The drive by Collison. Now the pass to Koufos. Gay against Smith. No good from Gay.
He's going to play his way right onto the bench and out of the game if he continues to shoot it like he has so far in this quarter.
And the call will go against Caron Butler. That is his first foul of the game.
And Lance Stevenson really couldn't find minutes in Charlotte last season. Ended up sitting out a lot of games as a DNP CD. Not the start he wanted with the new team.
Catching up on the changes for Sacramento. Cauley Stein, he's checked in for Koufos. Caspi comes in for Rudy Gay. And Curry subbed in for James Anderson. That free throw good from Lance Stevenson. And for Stevenson, to his credit, he took the benching in stride. He knew he just wasn't a good fit at times.
Yeah, and his coach, Steve Clifford, was upfront about it, and I thought did a nice job handling that. Clifford said he wanted Stevenson as a Hornet, but just couldn't find a unit with which to make it work.
And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
Old school D right there, just telling them no easy layups. It's as simple as that. And that's what you expect from them.
All right, now, take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And that one falls for Cauley Stein. Well, last season, Greg, another year without playoff basketball in Sacramento. Ashamed to see some of the best fans in the NBA not be a part of the postseason.
And it's a great point, Kevin. Now, 9 straight years where the Kings have failed to make the postseason. 29-win seasons aren't going to get you very far when you're battling in the West.
Now, here's Paul. Screen by Smith. 27 seconds left to play in the first quarter. The shot's good from Aldridge.
Just doing the job on the backboard.
They sure are. I mean, they've done a terrific job carving out space under the basket and then pursuing the ball. You know, it's one thing to box out, but you've got to pursue the ball if you're going to get rebounds. And they look strong here in the early going.
Kicks to Stevenson to the right side. Here's Smith. No good, trying to beat the buzzer. A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. Clippers ahead. They lead by 3. We'll be back shortly live from Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles. And a word from Chris Paul, who has a little something to say about the success of a very special and influential teammate, Blake Griffin.
You know, Blake, everything that's happening for him, he deserves it because he's worked so hard and put so much into it, and he's a huge piece to our team being successful.
Of course, we know that Blake would say the exact same thing about Chris Paul. You know, Chris and Blake Griffin share so much in common when it comes to being the hardcore Clippers their owner brags about all the time.
And you think about it, Chris Paul is not easily impressed, nor is Doc Rivers, for that matter, but both of these guys have praised Griffin for how hard he's worked and how far he's come in his career.
Well, it's been a tight one so far as we get the second quarter going back here. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from the Clippers. Guys?
I just don't know that you're going to see a better quarter defensively than what we saw in the first.
Really a big part of why they're on top here. The defense has been on point.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor. All fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. On the floor for Sacramento, Curry is out there with Bellinelli. Then there's Cauley Stein. Then there's Caspi. And it's Cousins in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Sacramento with the ball. Trailing by 2. The feed to Bellinelli. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in. Bellinelli's got 6.
And he came off that screen, and the D just didn't get over the top of it.
Yep, weren't there in time enough to challenge Greg. And when that's the case, you can mark those up for him.
Oh, here's Jordan. And it's Sacramento with the rebound.
I still can't believe that one didn't fall. There you go again. A nice kick out after the D had collapsed on it.
And for Sacramento, they're shooting for the game at 42%. Andre Jordan has been extremely productive over 7 years. That makes it even more unbelievable that there was some question, Clark, as to his commitment to basketball coming into the league.
Yeah, you know, on talent and athleticism alone, he would have been a top 10 pick for sure, but he slipped to the second round, and he's made good on it, though.
Here's Paul, following the basket by DeMarcus Cousins. Outside Griffin. Fires from the line, and again the Clippers good for 2.
Both teams trading punches back and forth. This thing's like a heavyweight fight.
The momentum swings, really impossible to keep track of. The energy in the building just keeps going back and forth, ebbing and flowing. I'm loving it.
And watching DeAndre Jordan, he's really refined his game over the years without losing the athleticism. He's that rubbery, long-limbed athlete that transcends age. And so far, I've seen zero drop-off in his leaping ability and quickness, but no question he's improved his skills and IQ.
Some changes here for the Kings. Rudy Gay's checked in for Cauley Stein. McLemore has come in for Caspi. Rajon Rondo is subbed in for Curry. A minute and a half gone here in the second quarter. Gay a screen on Redick. Now Bellinelli. 6 points for him. Gay a screen on Redick. Shot clock at 6. 20 feet out. Gay misses.
And talking about DeAndre Jordan, he is displaying an energy level that many scouts wondered if he had. Let's face it, he underachieved a bit in his 1 year in college. He knows that. But when it's come time to do it at the highest level, DeAndre has risen to the occasion.
Offense is what drives the Clippers, and they were fantastic at it last season. Easily one of the most exciting teams to watch with their high-flying and high-scoring act and number one in terms of efficiency.
Yeah, and it's not just a flash for the Clippers on offense. You talked about their efficiency on the offensive end. Led the league in points scored per 100 possessions at 109.8.
Here's Redick. Sacramento able to drain the three. Hall with the bucket.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Well, I agree with you. 4 of their last 5 baskets have been exactly of that variety.
Now here's Rondo looking for his first basket still in this one. Bellinelli gets the bucket.
3 triples for him this quarter, 4 overall.
The Clippers trail. 3 minutes of action so far in the second quarter. Redick passes to Griffin. Nice spin off the left rim and in. Griffin's got 8.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
That's right. 5 of their last 6 makes were on the interior. They've established their inside presence.
Cousins, no good.
I'll tell you what, for what's really an elementary shot, he looked a little nervous on that release.
Griffin sets the screen for Paul. The 10-footer. No good. Rondo with some nice D. Jordan against Cousins. Back to Rondo. Good ball movement here by the Kings. And that one's good by Gay. Clarky talked about a back-and-forth game. This is the definition of that.
Yeah, no doubt about it, Kevin. I mean, not even through the first half, and it's been one heck of a battle.
You have to love these kinds of games, scoring-wise, keeping everybody on their toes. And guys, you see how Rudy Gay just exploded last season in the second half. I mean, I think he felt at ease in George Karl's system, and I think that's one reason why you're starting to see just how good Rudy Gay can be.
Platoon swap here for the Clippers. And the Kings will go for a different look here. Kufis checked in for Cousins. Butler comes in for McLemore. James Anderson, he's checked in for Marco Bellinelli. And it's Collison in for Rajon Rondo. And here is Los Angeles now. They trail by 1. It's Crawford on the wing. Defended by Anderson. Lets it go from 11. Kufis grabs the miss. For a long time, critics have gotten on Gay for his lack of efficiency, but he quieted some of those voices, Clark, last year with his play and stats.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, across the board, he made nice improvements, not only in his scoring, but also his ability to create shots for others.
And again, it's Sacramento converting.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Dime-dropping delights is what I call it.
Yeah, that's a nice pass. I will give you that one.
Yeah, he's on the money, that's no doubt. Here's Johnson after Rudy Gay's bucket. Johnson with a screen on Collison. Just 5 on the clock. Crawford drives in. Kufis with the block. And he recovers it. And they're able to recover. And they'll turn it over. Could not get off a shot. 24-second violation. Caspi is checked in for Rudy Gay. Sacramento leading by 3. And here's Anderson. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Caspi dishes to Butler. Passes it to Collison. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Shoots it. And the Kings check on 2 more.
Boy, what a significant turnaround here in the second quarter, after only making 40% from the field in the first.
A chance here to go 2 for 1.
Boy, they've got to ramp up the speed and make it happen in a hurry.
Now, here's Stevenson. Shoots it up. And he overshot that one, missing. Here's Sacramento now. They're on a 12-4 run. Here's Collison. There's a screen. Nice D from Crawford.
Good pick, but he just couldn't make it count.
Yeah, nice job of setting the screen by his teammate there, and I'm sure he appreciated it.
And so it's a close game as we wrap up the first half of basketball. Kings lead by 5. And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Well, Karan, just a quick question before you head off to the locker room. What's the key strategy in a game like tonight's facing this type of team?
I mean, you just got to protect the paint. They got, great guys that's, on the perimeter knocking down shots. So, run them off the shots and, make them into facilitators and playmakers.
You guys certainly accomplished that, Karan. Thank you so much. Over to you guys.
Thank you, Doris, for that interview, and we'll see you back here after the break for the third quarter of basketball.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here alongside Kenny, the Jet Smith, and Shaquille O'Neal. We'll be looking back at the game's first half. A pretty close game for the Kings throughout the first quarter. They kept at it on both ends of the floor, and at the end of the period, they had a slight deficit of 3 points. They started to take control of the game in the second quarter and pulled away nicely, heading into halftime up by 5. What'd you think about Sacramento, Kenny?
Well, they were lighting it up from 3, and that was the difference in the first half. They did a good job of running off screens, spotting up, and getting rid of the ball quickly. And their shot selection, solid.
Shaq, what was your takeaway on the Clippers?
They're giving up way too many good looks. You want to keep your opponent under 50% shooting? They have not done that. What's the solution? Maybe more ball pressure, more physicality down low. Whatever it is, Ernie, they need to figure it out.
And now, folks, it's just about time for the third quarter to begin. We will see you after the final buzzer.
Welcome back, everyone. The second half about to get underway, and it's been a close one so far.
Well, Marco Bellinelli in this one.
And this is something you don't see every day, a guy who's just as hot on the inside as he is on the out.
I'd simply say he's dialed in. I mean, he's got a focus to him that's palpable.
Kings were off to a hot start last year, but things certainly fell apart midway. A big factor in that was the messy firing of their coach, Mike Malone.
Yeah, really, that firing came out of nowhere to the fans and the players, and it seemed odd to fire a coach that has been leading his team to good basketball.
Chris Paul and J.J. Redick are the guards. Inside, it's Griffin and Jordan, and it's Pierce in at the 3 spot. That's the 5 to begin the second half for Doc Rivers.
That shot becomes effortless for him when the D is so relaxed. They've got to get more intense.
Rondo kicks to Bellinelli. McLemore inside the line. Can't get it to go. So the Clippers will take it the other way.
And, you know, we'll never really know the full details of why Malone was fired, but the effect it had on the team was easy to see. Kings really tailspinned out of control afterward.
Sacramento's gone 4-6 from outside the arc tonight. Outside Rondo. Some nice ball movement here by the Kings. Bellinelli passes to Rondo. Gay with no one around. Sacramento again missing.
You know, the Kings, I think, will look back and realize they made a dubious decision the way they handled that coaching change. I mean, lucky for them, they were able to right things, so to speak, by landing George Karl later on. Clearly one of the better coaches in NBA history.
Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
During that break, Coach Rivers had some words for his team. He made no mistake that their plan was to run their offense through Blake Griffin. Coach said the first thing they should be thinking about is getting the ball in his hands and letting him lead the way on each and every possession. Those are likely not the last adjustments they make today, guys. There's still time left in this one. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks a lot, Doris. Now, here's Cousins. He's got 6. Sacramento again missing. Well, last year, DeAndre Jordan turned in another great defensive performance. In fact, first team all-defense announced in the NBA after last season. Anchored his team as he always seems to do.
Yeah, and Jordan was a force in the middle. Over 2 blocks a game again and changed countless others with his effort.
Sacramento making some changes. Cauley Stein comes in for Ben McLemore. And Curry subbed in for Bellinelli. Los Angeles shooting their 4th shot at the foul line here.
Only 71% from the line last season. And rest assured they're hoping to bring those numbers up this year.
And those aren't the kind of numbers they can afford to repeat throughout this season.
Now here's Gay. 7 points in the game. They need this. Again, the miss by the Kings.
Ouch. 5 shots without a make. That's a really ragged start coming out of halftime.
Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. It's Gay on the wing. Launches a 3. Good, and Curry gets the assist. And that's 10 points for Gay.
I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how he plays the game from this seat.
now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Hey, Kevin, I got a chance to hear what George Karl was saying to the team. He was intent on running the offense through DeMarcus Cousins. Their offense is most effective, Coach said, when he is most involved. And they're looking for total involvement from him for the rest of this game. Probably a good time to make some changes with a good chunk of the second half still to go, Kevin.
Always great to hear from you, Doris.
When you're talking about the greatest clutch players ever, that list needs to include Paul Pierce. I mean, he slowed down a bit, no doubt, but don't let that fool you. If you give him any kind of look at the end of the game, he'll cut your heart out.
Okay, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
And he can't get the first one. Looking back at Paul Pierce's career, Clark, so many game winners, none more impressive than his jumper over Dwayne Wade in the first round of the 2010 playoffs.
Yeah, you know, Shaq nicknamed him the Truth for good reason. I mean, Pierce grew up in L.A. and reportedly dreamed of playing with the Lakers. Ironic that he instead became one of the Celtics' all-time greats.
Good on the second free throw.
And you can sense that the pressure might have gotten to him a little bit, but he did do enough to put them in the lead.
Cauley Stein with the screen for Gay. Shot clock at 5. And the shot is good, dropping in off the front of the rim. Gay's got 12 points in the game. And Clark, as we approach the fourth quarter, still anyone's ball game.
Yeah, exactly right, Kevin. I mean, these teams just simply keep trading baskets, and as a result, trading the lead.
Yeah, neither team able to create much of a cushion.
Now here's Paul. He's got 11. And that one's good. Griffin.
Boy, this defense is getting eaten up on the inside, guys, giving up far too many free runs to the rim.
And they haven't been able to return the favor with their offense in the paint because that has not been up to par.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
You're right, Clark. Just continue to pound it in the paint and get those easy points inside.
Now here's Pierce. He has 5. Out left to the wing. Paul against Rondo from 13. And it's Paul missing.
Boy, Doc Rivers keeps on leading his teams to successful seasons. A former coach of the year rarely has a season where his team doesn't meet expectations.
And stolen by Jordan. Curry against Pierce. And the wide open shot from Redick. No good on the triple. Sacramento's gone to three-point range 7 times tonight, knocked down 5 of them. And Doc Rivers passed the 700-win mark as a coach last season. He's climbing the ladder in career wins.
Yeah, and you know, I don't know that Doc oftentimes gets enough credit for the type of coach he is. I mean, as a coach, he is well over 500 in terms of his career win percentage. And how about over 500 in playoff games as well?
Here's Gay, following the basket by Blake Griffin. Gay with it. He's got 12. Shot clock at 6. The Kings need to get off a shot here. It's Curry outside. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Griffin's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Paul kicks to Redick. 35 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Shoots from the elbow. Bounces high off the rim and drops. Redick's got the lead up to 3 now for the Clippers.
And with their hot shooting here in the second half, their field goal percentage over 50% now for the game.
Yeah, it's not a surprise then to see them out in front the way they've been efficient offensively in this half and actually throughout the entire game.
Now here's Curry. Gay up top. All sorts of time. Another miss by Gay.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
Got it! He got it!
Just in time.
What a shot!
Wow, what a miracle heave to finish off the quarter. How'd he get that one to go?
I don't know, but I think that's a 2% shot. He'd make 2 out of 100 of those if you gave them to him.
Welcome back as we get rolling once more. The fourth quarter right ahead in what's been a very well-contested game. Clippers leading by 6. And a look at the 5 for the Kings to start the fourth. Caspi is out there with Kostakouffis. And there's Collison. Then there's Bellinelli. And it's McLemore in at the 3, the small forward. Smith's gone 1 of 4 from the field. Collison with it. Chris Paul covering. Now Bellinelli. And there's the 3-second call. This one on the defense. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. Scoring breakdown for Los Angeles.
They keep piling up the assists, and they haven't cooled off at all.
They've repeatedly gotten out on the break tonight as well and scored a lot of baskets in transition.
Mind the lane. One shot.
Last season, the Clippers came away with the 3rd seed out west. They were very tough in conference and managed to get 37 of their 56 wins against Western Conference teams.
Now here's McLemore over to the wing. Jumper off the screen. And yep, finally drops after rolling around the rim.
And this has really been a well-played game up to this point. And you know what? I bet it stays that way until the end.
I certainly hope so. I mean, it's been a terrific contest, and there's nothing like a pair of teams just balling out the way they have been.
Crawford, no luck. As you said, for the Clippers, 37 wins last year against the rest of the West. That total was the 2nd most against the rest of the West among any team in the league. Trailed only Golden State in that regard.
And you know what? They played the top West teams tough as well. One of only 3 Western Conference teams to be over 500 against the rest of the playoff teams from the West.
The shot by Bellinelli, no good.
Yeah, good tough D there to get a hand up and force that mess.
That's example number 1 of why he is such a strong defensive player and why he has such a great defensive reputation.
Collison kicks to McLemore. Count it! And he'll have a chance for a 3-point play. It's going to be Lance Stevenson.
That pass into the paint, that is a work of art there, dead on target.
And the Clippers making a change here. Johnson's checked in.
And I think it's fair to say last season was a bit of a transition year for the Kings. I mean, after firing Malone and the injuries to their stars, they just tried to build for the future, realizing that was going to be in their best interest.
Now here's Paul. Aldrich. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. And the Kings last year were able to get George Karl to lead the team. A good hire for them. His team did decent under him back in the last half of the season.
Yeah, they still got a lot of work to do, but he can certainly make it happen for him. One of the outstanding coaches in our league. The Kings actually were in it for a while last year, but then had a mini rebuild mid-season.
And he makes the first, but misses the second. You know, you work hard all season, Greg, to try and get into the playoffs, then get a favorable first-round matchup. How about the Clippers last year? Followed those steps. They're rewarded with the first-round matchup against the defending champions of the league, the San Antonio Spurs.
And not only were the Spurs the defending champions, but they came in playing terrific basketball down the stretch, which is kind of what they are noted for. And the Clippers, though, did well, even though that was the case.
A shot by Paul, nobody around. And right away, they match it with a three-pointer of their own.
played an important role in their offense today, guys. Without him, they may not be in the lead.
A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Hey, guys. Well, George Karl had some advice for the team in that last huddle. He gave his guys the green light to keep firing from downtown, telling them, listen, I like the work you're doing out there. Keep finding those gaps on the perimeter. They're giving us open shots.
Thank you, Doris. Just under 2.5 minutes gone here in the final quarter. And taken away by Paul. And now here's Johnson, the fast break chance. Crawford's shot is good.
He hasn't really done much on the offensive end, but he's worked within the team concept to help them get the lead. He's done some other things other than scoring to help his team get the lead here.
Here's Bellinelli. Here's Caspi. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Aldridge has got his 5th rebound in this one.
And they've had the edge in rebounding all night long, and none bigger than that one right there.
And, guys, you've seen it countless times. In a close game, hustle plays can really make the difference.
Johnson can't hit.
Well, I think he had all the space he needed. He just couldn't find the bottom of the net.
Here's Bellinelli. He's guarded by Johnson. Bellinelli dishes to Caspi. He feeds it to Bellinelli. Outside Collison. Shot clock at 6. Fires from the line, and that one's good.
What a shot over the bigger defender. That could prove to be a massive bucket.
Greg does not get much tougher than that. Tough defense, high pressure situation, clutch play. I love it.
Now, you know what? I think he thinks he can make a few improvements to how things are going on right now.
Yeah, and you know, coaches always are looking for ways to tweak things and change it up a little bit, no matter what the situation is. That's what coaches do.
Substitution here for the Clippers. DeAndre Jordan's checked in for Aldridge. Griffin comes in for Josh Smith. Paul Pierce is checked in for Wesley Johnson. And J.J. Redick is subbed in for Jamal Crawford. DeMarcus Cousins is checked in for Sacramento. Gay comes in for Caspi. Sacramento on defense. Griffin's shot is off.
And they get the rebound, but, guys, that's been the issue throughout the game.
Yep, and the results on the scoreboard are attributed to how they've been out-rebounded thus far.
Time running low, guys, and somebody has got to win this one.
This game, as close as it's been, you really hate to see it come to an end.
I agree.
Yeah, well, who knows? We might need overtime in this one. It's been that kind of a game.
Collison, the pass to Bellinelli. 1:57 left in the game. Pass again. 6 on the shot clock. The drive by Collison. It's hauled in by DeAndre Jordan. Jordan's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. He lobs up the alley-oop pass. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. And Cousins kicks to Collison. Back to Cousins. Tries from 10, and that one hits back iron. Los Angeles has gone 2 of 3 in the fourth quarter from long range. Good shooting so far. Paul dishes to Jordan. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. It's on DeMarcus Cousins.
Shooting for Los Angeles, DeAndre Jordan. At the line for 2.
All right now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Blue shots.
And the first of 2, no good. Heartbreaker. So he comes up empty, missing both.
And that one bounced their way. But, guys, the rebounding disparity has been stark. They're -10 in that category.
Well, if you ask me, Greg, it's really been the story of the game. I mean, the coaching staff cannot be pleased with the effort on the glass.
And he misses the first one. Boy, he wanted that one to fall. That's good, going 1 of 2 from the line, and that narrows the gap to 1.
Attention, students. Please give a big round of applause for your Spirit Dance team.
Ball outside. Here's Griffin.
I like the call. I thought the defense was just there a little late.
Yeah, it looked like it. I mean, he kind of slid underneath as he got to the spot, too. Griffin just having a terrific game. 12 points, and he's made some good decisions with the basketball, too.
And being smart with the ball like he's been today, Clark, I think it's critical for him and them. He should repeat that every game.
Take a break. 2 shots.
First free throw is good, and that will put them up by 2. And the second free throw, no good. A tough break there.
Well, they should be looking at a 3-point lead. Hopefully for them, that miss won't cost them.
And he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up.
And they had a foul to give, but you want to use it on the ground.
Yeah, I agree with you there, but at least they did get the clock stopped. That is the one saving grace of that situation.
So the first one drops, and that narrows the gap to 1.
He's done a much better job of getting to the line here. Aggressively taking it inside and not shying away from contact. I thought he was settling a bit in the first.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time.
Very nice there. He does not waste those opportunities. Just what they needed with this game still in doubt.
.51 seconds left in the fourth. Now here's McLemore. Here's covering.
Those are huge points.
Beyond huge, partner. I mean, they needed that bucket desperately.
Inside, here's Griffin. Money!
We're seeing that red-hot version of Blake Griffin.
Attention, Stadium Center. Please, for your spirit and team.
.34 seconds left to play here in the fourth. And Cousins kicks to Collison. Back to Cousins. From 11 feet away. Great D that time from Jordan.
Attention, Stadium Center. For your spirit and team.
Now here's Paul. Jordan the screen. For the win.
Got it! Got it! What a shot!
Doesn't get any better than that.
Phenomenal finish. A 3 at the horn. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I guess really that's about the only way we could expect a game like this to close the curtain.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Kevin, much appreciated, and now let's present our Jordan Player of the Game, Chris Paul. It was one of those performances capped off with a game-winning shot that we'll be seeing on the highlights for quite a while. Shaq, what'd you think?
You know what? He's a total package as a floor general. There may not be an official ranking for the best leaders in the league, but if there was, CP3 would be right at the top of the list.
Anytime you deliver that sort of production we saw from him tonight, you're going to put your team in position to win. He gave them points in bunches, and when they needed them. It's not always about how much you get, but when you get those points up on the board.
And that's it for our broadcast here tonight, but we're just getting started on a new season in the NBA. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. We'll see you again soon.